Well, it's a point of hypocrisy that we've brought up many times, Peter. You know, we actually brought a motion for unanimous consent the other day to bring up all the Epstein files. And guess who objected on the House floor? It was Democrats. And so, you know, this idea that the Democrats won it, they hid the Epstein files for 4 years. In fact, some of the things you saw leaked just the other day were things that we House Republicans got out through Jamie Comer's Oversight Committee. We had the estate of Epstein finally subpoenaed, and we released a lot of that data. You know, one of the things it showed, Peter, was a Democrat member of Congress texting with Jeffrey Epstein during a congressional hearing, trying to get Epstein's advice for how to ask questions during a hearing. I don't hear the mainstream media talking about that. That just came out like 2 days ago, and it's because of Republican oversight on those Epstein files that the Democrats sat on for 4 years.
Yeah, we got to talk about Democrat hypocrisy because it is in no short supply. It is very, very plentiful. So it is very, very cheap. It's all over the place. And like you just heard there, I mean, if you want to go down the whole Epstein route, you mean to tell me all of a sudden now Trump is in the Epstein files, but they had the files for the last 4 years, but now hey, you know, Trump's president, but guess what, guys? He's in the Epstein files. Really? When not long ago, they were throwing everything in the kitchen sink at Uncle Trump. I mean, they wanted to bury this man under the jail. They literally sent bullets in this man's direction. I think people tend to forget that. I mean, we came a quarter of an inch away from watching something else horrific, right? Quarter of an inch away. And you mean to tell me they had the Epstein files this whole time, but now all of a sudden, Trump's in the Epstein files, guys. Like, come on now. Like, let's just use even just a little bit of common sense here. If they could have buried him with the Epstein files, they would have. They would have. You know that. I know that. We all know that. Let's not play this little silly game that, oh my goodness, Trump was on Epstein Island. No. Because if he was, they would have buried him a long time ago. Done, finito. You don't like Trump. You think Trump, Nancy Pelosi's on camera saying Trump is like the worst human being ever. Okay, if you believe he's the worst human being ever, you would have buried him a long time ago with those Epstein files if he was actually in it doing something he shouldn't have been doing. That's just common sense. And I haven't heard any of them talk about Representative Stacey Plaskett, who you just heard Steve Scalise talk about there. Stacey Plaskett was literally texting Jeffrey Epstein on how to question a witness. Literally texting this man, and he's giving her advice. Nobody wants to talk about that, though. Nobody wants to talk about Bill Clinton being in a painting in a blue dress with high heels on in one of Epstein's properties. Nobody wants to talk about that painting, though. You know, we ain't gonna talk about that. But if that were Trump, everybody would be talking about it. The hypocrisy is so rich, man. And I want to dive into it a little bit. And I've got a couple of clips to show y'all in regards to their hypocrisy. So with that being said, hit that like button, subscribe if you are new, and let's dive in.
Let's play a game, shall we? It's called Guess Who Said It, but none of these quotes are from Trump or any Republican. These quotes are straight from top Democrats. And you'll see real quick that they don't change for morals, they change for votes. Let's begin, shall we? Marriage is between a man and a woman. I do not support gay marriage. You'd assume conservative, right? Nope. Joe Biden, 2006. Now he pretends he's been pro-LGBT forever. Nope, turns out he just waited until it's politically safe. Next quote. Marriage has always been between a man and a woman. Any guesses? Hillary Clinton, 2004. When public opinion flipped, boom, so did she. And not out of conviction, just calculation. Next one. We simply cannot allow people to pour into the US undocumented and unchecked. Sounds like Trump, right? Nope, it was Barack Obama, 2005. And now his party calls border control racist. They didn't grow compassion, they just grew poll numbers. This is fun, let's continue. Who said, I don't want my children growing up in a racial jungle? It was Joe Biden, 1977. He was talking about school busing and integration. Now he lectures everyone about racism, but back then he was afraid his children would be on a school bus with black kids. And in case any liberal wants to make the claim, that was 1977, Joe Biden changed. Here's another quote. This one's from 2007 when he was referring to Barack Obama. And I quote, I mean, you got the first mainstream African American who is articulate and bright and clean. Excuse me? What about 2020 Biden? And I quote again, "If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or for Trump, you ain't black." Sorry, what? Next quote, "I voted for the border fence. I don't think we should reward people who broke the law to get here." That's Chuck Schumer, 2009. Now he's crying on camera talking about inhumane policies. Amazing how fast they switch up. And here's the kicker. None of them have ever really denounced these quotes. No real apologies, no big speeches saying, hey, I was wrong. They've just quietly pretended that they've always believed what's popular right now. They don't evolve out of morality. All they did was pivot for power. These people don't stand for principles. They stand for whatever polls best this week. So next time that they call conservatives extreme, just remind them that their own words tell a whole different story.
Facts. And I've talked about that before, and I've even shown you guys clips of Hillary Clinton, Chuck Schumer, Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, all of them being against illegal immigration. I literally made a whole video on this. Their own words coming out of their own mouth. I showed you guys the clips. They all were talking like Trump is. But if you talk to them today, oh my goodness, deportation is the worst thing in the world. It's the most horrible thing in the world. It's deplorable. It is inhumane. And yet, Barack Obama, and listen, I know Thanksgiving is coming up, and here's a good one for your liberal family members. When they want to cry about, oh my goodness, Trump is so terrible. He's deporting all the black and the brown people. Tell them to Google which president has deported the most people in American history, in U.S. history. Tell them just to Google that. And watch their face when they see whose name pops up. Because it ain't Trump. Let me tell y'all something. I am definitely going to pull that one out. If somebody wants to go on a Trump deranged tirade when it comes to deportations, boy, I'm going to get them good with that one. When they see that name Barack Obama pop up, they're going to be flabbergasted. Their jaw is going to drop. Absolutely drop. And it's not going to be a situation where you told them, they're Googling it. So they can't just automatically dismiss it and say, oh, no, you're just lying. You're making that up. Like, nah, bro. Hey, just Google who deported the most illegals in U.S. history. Oh, man. Hey, if y'all do that, try to get it on camera. I want to see those clips. I think that would absolutely be hilarious. All right? Absolutely hilarious. But yeah, man, there's plenty of hypocrisy going around, man. And here's another clip of this brother talking about some more hypocrisy. Check it out.
Hey, liberals, Democrats, Muslims, hey, your hypocrisy is insane. Did I get your attention? Sorry for the lag, but keep up. So let's really think about this for a second, Democrats, liberals. When Biden was president for 4 years, what did us conservatives hear when we had constructive criticism of his administration? You know, when gas prices were up, grocery, everything, you guys said the president doesn't control that. Biden does not control that. There was not one thing you guys said that he did or controlled. Now with Donald Trump, everything is his fault. Does not matter. The man can't do a damn thing without you guys saying, why is my life not better, Mr. President? Number two, nobody's above the law. When the DOJ, if you guys don't know, that's the Department of Justice, was weaponized to go after Donald Trump, you guys screamed, nobody's above the law. I guess unless you're an illegal immigrant, somebody coming over illegally, but you guys have like a gray area. It's not that it's political. You're trying to get votes. And number three, my favorite, I have many, but this is my favorite. You guys elect somebody like Mondani, oh, I said his name wrong, whatever, mayor of New York City. Somebody who is a devout Muslim, and much of his beliefs are going to be instituted within what he does within his political reign. But yet, somebody like myself says Jesus loves you. Somebody like Mike Johnson gets elected as Speaker of the House, and everybody screams he's a Christian, he's evil. Separation of church and state. Which, if you guys actually would like a lesson on what separation of church and state actually is, ask below and I'll make a video, because Democrats have no idea. But the hypocrisy that is there, can a Democrat explain? Just those three, something without an insult or my appearance or something. It's just, please.
No, they can't explain it. They can't. They'll go to saying something about your appearance or saying how stupid you are, or you're brainwashed, or you're part of a cult, or whatever else, right? The whole nine, because they can't. They can't. You know, and I actually talked about this the other day, with the whole, like, Dominion machines. You know, the voting machines. And for the longest time, Democrats, when us Republicans were complaining about the machines, like, hey, yo, we ain't too sure about these machines y'all using. What's going on with this, bro? We need to do paper ballots. You know, let's use paper ballots. No more machines, because machines can be hacked. All the Democrats were saying, no, the machines are secure, the machines are safe. You know, the same thing they said about the borders. The border is secure, the border is safe. They were saying that about the machines. The machines are safe, the machines are secure. They're not connected to the internet in any type of way. They can't be hacked, yada, 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 yada. Well, fast forward to now. Someone who is allegedly a Trump ally has purchased the company of Dominion. So a Trump ally owns the Dominion voting machines now. Take a listen to what Jasmine Crockett recently had to say.
One of his friends has purchased Dominion. So it's going to be really important for us to educate all states that we can to make sure that their Secretary of States are like, we don't want the Dominion machines, because I personally believe that ally purchased Dominion so that he could potentially play with the machines, because we know that they're trying to cheat by changing the lines for the midterms, and I think that they're trying to solidify their cheat potentially with the voting machines.
Oh, I thought the voting machines couldn't be tampered with. I thought the elections were super safe and secure. There's fail safes, right? There's checks that we could do to make sure that the counting on the machine is the right counting, you know, because we can count it by hand. I thought everything was safe and secure. Now all of a sudden it isn't, though. Funny how that works. So it's cool when they do it, but it's a problem if they even perceive that we might do it. You literally can't make this shit up. You can't make it up. It's absolutely mind-boggling. For years, the machines are safe, the machines are safe. Now they're all of a sudden not safe anymore. Goodness gracious. Wow. Incredible, right? Absolutely incredible. The mental gymnastics, the twisting and bending and flipping that these people have to do is just absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. It's like when Chuck Schumer, I want to see if I can find that clip. It's like when Chuck Schumer came out and said that mainstream media is biased towards Republicans. I know. I know. Like, that didn't even sound right coming out of my mouth. You know what I mean? Like, literally, mainstream media being biased towards Republicans? Like, what? That is crazy. Let me see if I can bring this up, because y'all got to hear this. It is crazy. It is absolutely nuts. Let me see. No, I don't think I'm going to find it. I don't think I'm going to be able to find that clip. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to find it. Oh, what? I don't think this is it.
Now, I know the leader is going to show a poll that says that Democrats will be blamed for the shutdown. There are many more polls that show Republicans are blamed. The question in that poll is biased. Biased. In the New York Times, but it's biased. If you turn the... That's true. I don't always believe the New York Times. You can be sure of that. Neither do you. Okay.
Like, he even had to smile at that one, because he knows that's a load of crap. But I swear there's another clip of him saying the mainstream media is biased towards Republicans. But, yeah, like, you really fixed your lips to say that, Chuck Schumer? that shows you the desperation of the Democrat Party and how the establishment, their backs are absolutely against the wall. Chuck Schumer's probably going to get kicked out by AOC. AOC's probably going to take over his spot. So he's on the ropes. Hakeem Jeffries recently had a challenger file all the paperwork to run against Hakeem Jeffries, somebody who was extremely, extremely far left, like Mamdani far left, is going to challenge Hakeem Jeffries. Nancy Pelosi is retiring, so she sees the writing on the wall. The old guard, the old establishment is literally getting pushed out, and you can see it in some of the things that they say, like mainstream media being biased towards Republicans. Like, what? What are you talking about? That is crazy. Anyway, y'all get in the comments and let me know your thoughts and your opinions. Thanks for tuning in as always. Stay safe out there. Hit that subscribe button if you are new, and peace and love. I'm out.